Hello, everybody. All right, so I'm late and 5 minutes late, actually, which in the scheme of things is actually a miracle that I'm only that much late. Hello, I'm Rosa Linda Román. I go by Rosa Linda, and this is my weekly live stream where I share a chapter of my book, Losing Sight of the Shore: How to Live on a Boat Without Killing Your Family. And normally I'm in like a co-working space or somewhere where the internet is a little bit more solid because I live in a rural area of New Mexico. But this week, I don't have time for that. I wanted to show you. I'm just gonna let it all show, whatever, hang out. Not all hang out. I don't know if I can show you without losing my mic. Okay, let's see. So basically, today is the last day before I before I leave New Mexico to move on to a catamaran in Spain. My husband, Nathan, and my son, Samuel, are already there. My daughter, Ziva, is currently at the Naval Academy in Annapolis, where she's doing a summer seminar, and I'll meet her, and then we'll go from there to Spain, along with our dog, a German Shepherd, Nala. So I'm actually calling you. I'm talking to you from my room, and I wanted to try to show you the bed and everything. That's where all the packing is happening. So I just wanted to share that with you because this is why I'm late, first of all, but also I've been thinking about, like, how am I going to communicate with everybody once we leave? The nice thing is we have people who are going to be here at our house, and I'm not worried about that part, but I'm like, okay, but the business stuff and sharing my book and sharing whatever. So what I'm going to be doing, I mentioned it here before, but I'm going to mention it again. I'm going to be doubling down on my Substack, which is, I don't know if you know, but it's a platform that is designed to have so that readers can support writers. And the way that works is people subscribe to they call it a publication. And by subscribing, it's kind of like a vote of confidence, and you can do it by either just being a free subscriber, which is fantastic, or you can pay, I think it's $5 a month, or maybe $50 a year, to become a paid subscriber, which helps support this, not just this, but like all the work I'm doing. So I am currently writing a series of thrillers. And even with all the chaos in my house and prepping to depart and getting the logistics figured out for transporting the dog, I have continued writing. I get up every morning at 5 a.m. and I work on my thrillers. And then I start the day at 7 and do all the rest of the stuff. So I have been slowly, steadily plugging along on the thrillers. So those will be coming out later this year. And if you subscribe to my Substack, I will be sharing previews of that work. And I also post the chapters and the audio of Losing Sight of the Shore, my memoir about living on a sailing catamaran with my 3 kids and German Shepherd and husband. So if you're interested, I would love it if you would please go over to Rosa Linda Román, my full name, .substack.com, and just become a subscriber. And I appreciate you. All right, that was my pitch. Now, without further ado, this is Losing Sight of the Shore: How to Live on a Boat Without Killing Your Family, Chapter 20, First Mate's Log. Daily Cruising Log, December 29th, 2015. Cruise from Lauderdale Marine Center, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Cruise to Lake Worth Inlet near Peanut Island, West Palm Beach, Florida. On board, Captain Dr. Nathan Goldfine, First Mate Rosa Linda Román, crew Linda Kelton, Ahava Goldfine, Ziva Goldfine, and Samuel Goldfine. It was harrowing, I'm not going to lie. Many heart attacks were had throughout the day. We began about 2 hours before sunrise because we wanted to get up New River before sunrise, before the bridges closed between 7:30 and 9 a.m. for the morning commute. It seemed a smooth start, but when we got to the first bridge, Davie Boulevard, we couldn't get our port engine to work, so we were pushed against the wall of the bridge. Luckily, our fenders kept us from doing any damage to the Dawn Treader. After we bobbed, nope, yep. After we bobbed through that bridge, we had an equally stressful time with a few other bridges. Probably the most stressful was the railroad bridge, which generally remains in the up position, but goes down occasionally with a bright sign that counts down to closing. When we got to the bridge, the countdown was on 1 minute. That is 1 minute to get our 45-foot home from one side of the bridge to the other. Because of the engine issue delay, Captain Nathan decided to go for it instead of waiting because it would have made us miss the rest of the bridges and leave us like driftwood against the tide in a crowded thoroughfare. As the countdown got finished and we were halfway through the bridge, the crew held its collective breath. Gratefully, we made it safely through and through all the subsequent bridges. Andrews Avenue, 17th Street Bridge, and out of Port Everglades into the Atlantic Ocean. Then the pounding started. For at least 4 straight hours, we pushed north against confused waves that beat us up from every angle. Nathan and Linda had both worn scopolamine patches, so they fared relatively well. But the rest of us, Ahava, Ziva, Samuel, and I, were quite seasick. I was the only one who had lost my lunch. We were all really glad to arrive inside the calm anchorage near Peanut Island. That was my first mate's log after our family moved onto the Don Treader. Reading back over that now, I can't help but smile to think about that unforgettable day. It's so funny how the terrible, harrowing moments become so different in hindsight. This is a big part of why I love being a writer and why I have kept journals since I was a teenager. Whenever I go back and read what I have written, I get to see how much I have grown. In this case, I get to see how much we all grew during our time on the Don Treader. The place I was referring to in the journal entry was New River in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. It's where the Don Treader and her crew cut our collective teeth. As part of our ridiculous offer to buy the Don Treader, back when we thought we weren't actually boat shopping, Nathan had asked for 6 months free docking. Well, we were shocked that the request was accepted. As we navigated to and from that dock at Lauderdale Marine Center, way up New River, we were constantly reminded of my old adage that nothing free is free. With several bridges to navigate and huge tidal changes throughout the day, moving a boat up and down New River when conditions are perfect is no small task. And it seemed that conditions were never perfect. But for those first 6 months that we owned the Don Treader, it was a necessary evil. Right now, as I write this, the Don Treader and her new owners are taking their maiden voyage from Lauderdale Marine Center down New River and out to sea. I'm nervous for them. I'm nervous for our beloved boat. But that is the beginning of their next chapter, not ours. Or to quote Aslan from the Chronicles of Narnia, "Child," said the lion, "I'm telling you your story, not hers. No one is told any story but their own." That's C.S. Lewis, The Horse and His Boy. As stressful as that challenging waterway was to navigate, I'm grateful that our own story started on New River. It forced us to get better at handling the boat very quickly and was the first step toward building enough confidence to eventually lose sight of the shore. And that is chapter 20, First Mate's Log. And it's interesting, so much happened after I wrote that. We ended up buying back the boat from that couple they were going up New River at the time that I wrote this. And they had a heck of a time, a real terrible time with the boat. Not only did the husband get knocked in, he fell into the water, cut his hand, ended up in the hospital. I think it was on that trip up New River, actually. And then later, the boat itself was hit by a hurricane and was up on shore at one point. I mean, just all kinds of stuff. So when COVID hit, we ended up buying Don Treader back and sailed her. She went on to all new adventures with us up all the way to the Maine coast of Maine, all the way up to Maine, and then all the way back down to Florida and across to the Bahamas. So that might be part of the next book. But anyway, I really appreciate you watching. And again, if you're just joining me, my plan, because tomorrow I leave to start our journey to move on to the next catamaran. I'm going to share most of that. I'll share what I can here, but I will be sharing more on my Substack, which is rosalindaromán.substack.com. I hope you'll go over there, become a subscriber, and support the work that I'm doing. So thank you. And next time I'll see you, I will be, nope, I won't be in Spain yet, but I'll be on the East Coast of the US. And then the following week, I'll be in Spain. All right. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Rosa Linda Román. I'll see you next week. Bye.